Okay, you're up, Kelly. Welcome to Kelly, who is going to be doing our class today on stretch bands.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Kelly Kauffmann. For those of you that haven't met me before, I am a certified personal trainer, a 500 RYT yoga instructor, and an integrative nutrition health coach. And today we're going to be doing a class utilizing stretch bands. The particular bands that I'll be using today, I have access to a loop band, and I will do some exercises utilizing those loop bands for those that have them, but I'm also going to incorporate TheraBands. If you have TheraBands, these are very versatile, and you can just turn this into a loop band by tying it in a knot. So I love the TheraBands because you can do all the work with the TheraBands. If you don't have access to bands, this workout is still great to do just on its own because you were still working the muscles, you're still contracting the muscles and moving the muscles, and you could even utilize lightweight dumbbells and do some of the same movements with the dumbbells. So I'll give a lot of description, and we'll take some kind of cardio breaks, kind of like an interval training in between the different exercises, because I want to make sure that our shoulders, our arms, our joints have a little rest period, because the bands are a lot of work, particularly for the upper body, because you're kind of using the upper body to get the bands in place. So also, I just want you to know that I want you to modify this however you need. And that means maybe you're taking care of something, maybe you need to stay seated for yourself, but it's also okay to add challenge. So if you like to stand up for parts of this workout, a lot of these exercises can be done standing or seated. So just know that you have some freedom to make this your own. You're also welcome to add your own music at home. I give a lot of instruction and do a lot of talking, so I like to just have a quiet room so that I can instruct, but I definitely want you to have a fun time and have that workout. So if you want some background music or anything while we work, feel free to have that available. So as we begin, I'm going to start in a seated position, and we're just going to do a little warm up. So anytime you're seated, if you're able to be towards the edge of a chair so that your back is off of the back of the chair, to really use our own muscles to root through the sitting bones, root through the feet, and then lift and lengthen your upper body. So feeling your torso really lengthening, feeling the rib cage and the chest lift, feeling nice length through the neck and the crown. And then from this place, we're just going to use our own body. We won't use resistance bands yet, but we're just going to warm up a little bit. So firm the belly, pressing the belly into the spine. And let's inhale, reaching tall and strong, as tall as you can get. Feel the side bodies grow, feel the belly nice and firm, maybe stretching through the elbows, the arms, the palms, the fingers, and then bring palms together and exhale down to heart center. And again, firm the belly. Inhale, big sweeping movement. Really encourage the body to lift and lengthen. Bring the palms together. Exhale down. And then from here, just elbow circles, opening up, waking through the chest and the back. Imagine that your elbows are creating circles at your sides. Really opening through the pectoral muscles, feeling your blade bones move behind you. Feel that you're sitting tall and well, pressing the belly into the spine the entire time. And then start to use your fingers almost like you're wading through a lazy river, or you're swimming, doing a nice open stroke, encouraging the chest to open up, encouraging the lats behind you. You've still got that strong root through the thighs and the belly pressing into the spine. Starting to heat the body up a little bit, starting to encourage the body to let the heart rate raise a little bit. Nice, beautifully done. And then let's take some shoulder rolls, just a circular motion of the shoulders. Make it a feel-good range of motion. If you've got sensitivity in the neck or the shoulders, these can be small circles, or they can grow depending on how your body feels. Nice. And then we're going to get the legs moving a little bit. So with the belly nice and firm, just a little seated marching. And I love seated marching because we are marching the legs at your own pace, but you're also using the core muscles. So pressing the belly into the spine, striving to sit tall. If you need to anchor the hands on the sides of your chair, you can do that. Lift the legs as high as they will go for you. And feel how that helps the legs to warm up, but it's also a workout for the core as well. So you could be lifting really high steps. You could be lifting smaller steps and faster speed. If you need help lifting the legs, you can use your own hands to help that lift. Just make sure you're constantly pressing belly into spine, constantly striving to sit tall. You can root into the leg that's on the floor as you lift the opposite knee. Nice. Still moving a little bit, however you need to. Beautiful. And then from here, we're just going to do a little bit of out and in. And you can start to do this standing or seated. If you like to step out, you can step out and step together. You could do the seated where you're just stepping both legs out and both legs in. So finding what works for you. Side to side stepping either in your chair or in a standing place. Taking it at your speed. Pressing belly into spine, constantly lifting through the rib cage and chest, letting the shoulders be relaxed, and making sure that the arms are down at the sides rather than far in front of you, because we don't want that rounded back. We want that good posture. Nice. And then if you're standing, you can take that into a march. You could also do a second set of the seated march. So do what suits you. If you are standing and have the ability to move those arms through that marching, then feel free to add a little arm movements to it, just like a natural walking in place. They can be high marching steps or light steps. If you need support, you can stand behind your chair and be holding on to that chair. Take your time. It is your step. It could be nice and slow and mindful, or it could be a little faster depending on your movement. Constantly firming that belly. Great. Now we're gonna have a seat. Safely get yourself back into the chair. Firm the belly, and we're just gonna do a little warm-up twisting. So staying nicely tall. I don't want to do this too quickly because you really want to lengthen the spine every time. Hands can go to the outside of your right hip and thigh, and then hands to the outside of your left hip and thigh. And then just firming the belly, sitting tall, and then you come across, firm the belly, sit tall. So not too fast, but quickly enough that you can feel that warmth of movement. We're wringing out the torso like you would wring out a wet towel. Getting a little trunk rotation, trying to open the heart to one side of the room and then open the heart to the other side of the room. Nice. Coming back to center, re-lengthening the body. Now we'll get a little heavier arm work going. Reach to the sky, reach down and back. 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 Reach up to the sky, reach it down and back. As you lift to the sky, really feel the torso, feel the side bodies. And as you reach down and back behind you, it's almost like you're trying to catch balls behind you. So you'll feel a little bit of tricep, you'll feel a little bit of lats of your blade bones. This is a really great movement to wake up the arms, the biceps, the triceps. So I'm going to do this one for quite a while. Moving, warming the body. Reaching, pressing back, reaching, pressing back, keeping the belly nice and firm, pressing back, reaching, pressing back, reach it up and press it back, reach it up and press it back, reach it up, press it back, reach it up and press it back. Nice. Relax those shoulders. You can anchor onto your chair if you like. First, I'm just going to lengthen the leg and then just take one foot and begin to ankle circle. So just rolling around in a circular motion, rolling, getting a really big range of motion. You're engaging through your thighs so that that foot that you're working with is off the floor if possible. If you need the heel on the floor, that's okay as well. And then reverse direction of the circle. You might be feeling your thigh at this point if your leg is still extended and if your heel is still off the floor. Might be getting a little stretch through the thigh or even through the low leg. And then let's set that leg down. Let's work with the opposite side. So I'm on my left leg. It doesn't matter which leg you're working, as long as you're following along and getting both sides in. Ankle circles with a nice extended leg, a firm belly, a firm thigh to keep strength. Getting a full range of motion of those ankle circles. Nice. And then reverse direction of your circle. You might be starting to feel that thigh. It's easy for the back to start to round, so re-lengthen yourself if you notice that happening. And then come back to your seat. And then now we're just going to do leg extensions without any weights. So squeeze your thigh as you extend the leg and bring it down. And then alternate. Extend the leg and bring it down. Extend the leg and bring it down. Extend the leg and bring it down. Do this as slowly as you need. If this is difficult for you to do, if your leg does not have the range of motion to move on its own, we'll do some more sets of these with the bands when we're into the workout series. So if it's hard for you to extend legs, you could be doing knee lifts instead, that marching, just to give you an option. But we will get these leg extensions in with our bands shortly. Nice. All right, and then from here, really building it up, doing a little sit stands for those that can. So preparing yourself, if you have the ability to sit and stand, some people might need another chair in front of them if you need that stability. But if you can just stand up from your chair, using the thighs and buns, and then of course sitting safely back in your chair. We're doing this for the purpose of the workout of the muscles. So thighs, glute, and core, making sure that every time you land safely back in the chair, slowly on the lift, squeezing the buns on top, slowly on the lower, sitting back into that chair. Slowly on the lift, squeezing the buns on top, slowly on the lower, sitting back into the chair. So really just letting this be your perfect place. If you are in the chair and you feel like you need to stay in the chair, then instead of doing that full squat movement, those that are doing sit stands, continue at your pace. If the sit stand doesn't suit you, then just leaning forward, pushing into the earth and coming back. Leaning forward, pushing into the earth and coming back. Leaning forward with a flattened back, pushing the feet and thighs into the earth and coming back. So it's that second that you take before you stand up. So you're doing a similar range of motion. You're engaging your thighs as you lean forward, and then you're coming back. So that's your modified option for that. Hopefully, if you're doing sit stands, you're starting to feel that heart rate pump up a little bit from all the movement. So we're going to prepare to sit back down and then just lighten that up with particular stretches. So now I'm going to bring the arms up and then just taking a tricep stretch. So right hand, pat yourself on the back. Left hand can hold the right elbow in, and then you press the head back into the arm because we don't want our head thrust forward. If it's hard for your hand to support this way, it could support underhand at the tricep. But we're just trying to encourage the back of your upper arm muscle on this right side to get that stretch. Some people might add to this by reaching the right elbow up a little, belly firm, but just make sure that feels safe to you. It's going to add stretch. And then coming back to center, reaching the hands up, stretching it out, and we're going to switch arms. Left hand, pat yourself on the back. Right hand can grab the left elbow, begin to extend the bicep very close to the ear, press the head back into the arm, press the belly into the spine. I hope that you feel a stretch through your back of your upper arm muscle, your tricep muscle. Belly's nice and firm. You could stay here, or you could be underhand with that support, and you could raise the left elbow, and you'll begin to feel that stretch all the way through the side body. And then tummy tight, lift both arms, come down, shake the shoulders out. After any of those upper arm movements where the arms are above the head, it's nice to let the shoulders relax. Now we're going to take a little cactus arms. So bring your arms to a goal post, firm the belly into the spine, and then pull the arms back It's almost as if your forearms and tops of your hands are trying to press to the wall behind you. So you feel your blade bones, your scapula, your back body, you're opening the chest. And then we slowly bring the hands together in front of us. Elbows are together, palms are together, and that's actually engaging the bicep muscles. You'll feel that as you press them close together. And then you take your time, cactus arms back, squeezing back body, so you're pulling those goalpost arms back as far as you can, engaging the back muscles. And then coming forward, closing the window shutter. If you can bring the elbows together, you'll really feel the biceps. Shoulders are low, belly's firm, you're sitting tall and well. Just a couple more, squeezing into those cactus arms, squeezing back body, belly's firm, and then close the window shutters. Elbows together if you can, just doing the best you can. Last one, opening and squeezing. And then bring the palms and the elbows together, feeling that. And then we bring the arms down, just kind of shake that out, and turning the hands, open palm, palms in front, and palm behind. So this is wringing out the bicep muscles after the work that we just did. Because even though it's a stretch, it's also a little bit of strength there. So now we're wringing out the biceps as we open the palms, we open the chest, we can even draw the arms back. And then we let the thumbs go under. And then you let the thumbs go over and the thumbs under. And the thumbs over and the thumbs under. Nice. Shake that out, relax the body. We're finishing off with a nice neck stretch. I like to neck stretch occasionally with resistance band workouts because all that holding and tensing of the resistance bands, we want to make sure we have a nice warm neck muscles. So first, sit in your best posture, pressing belly into spine, letting arms be down at the sides. Your hands could be in your lap. And then just gently let the right ear fall to the right shoulder as if you've fallen asleep. It can be subtle, it doesn't have to be huge. And allow yourself to feel the shoulder blades level and low, the face nice and soft. From here, gently bring the chin down towards the chest. It does not have to touch the chest. Let the shoulder blades slide down the back. And now let the left ear come towards the left shoulder. Shoulder blades level and low, face soft. Just getting a nice stretch through your long neck and traps. Just a gravity stretch. And then one last time, chin down towards the chest. Let the shoulder blades slide down the back. Nice. Lift yourself up. Beautiful, nice neutral spine. So we're going to start with a couple of the loop band exercises, but know that it's okay to use your long TheraBands too. So we're going to set this up, and it takes a little bit of setup. I actually like the long TheraBand because you don't have to raise your feet and get yourself in there. You can just take your long TheraBand and tie it in a little knot and tie it secure. It's going to go above our knees on our thighs, just above the knee joints. And if you've got the loop band and you want to utilize that, then of course you're going to have to safely get down and put that loop band around so that the loop is, so that the band is at your thighs above the knee joint. This is one that can be done seated. So if you were to do this exercise seated, then you would firm the belly and sit nice and tall. You could hold on to your chair, and you could start with one leg out, one leg in, the other leg out, the other leg in. You could also use your hand to help the band stay in place, and you're alternating in that way. Okay, so that's showing the seated version, and you could keep going with that. For those that wanted to do this standing, you'd still have that loop on your thighs, and you'd step out, step together, step out, step together. You could be doing this behind your chair. Step out, step together. It just gives you a little extra resistance. We never want to lock out the knees. We want to be using the thighs, the glute, the core muscles. It's okay to be standing, but making sure those knees feel soft and you're feeling the thighs. Good, keep that going. You could be standing. I'm showing the seated variation again. Sitting tall and well if you're seated doing this. Beautiful, keep it going, pressing belly into spine. These are large muscle groups we're working. This is kind of hitting all around the thigh muscles. So we're getting some thighs, some hamstrings, some outer thigh, some inner thigh here. So we're gonna keep going for a while. Step it out, together. Step it out, together. Check yourself every once in a while that that belly's nice and firm. Nice. Moving at your pace, engaging core. Beautifully done. Allow yourself to get centered where your chair is. If you are standing, come back to the seated position. Take a little rest from that. And then from this place, I just want you to really lift and lengthen, placing hands on lap. You can keep the loop around the thighs where they're at, and that might even give you a little bit of tension, but we want our legs a hip's distance apart. So the knees will have a little bit of space, about 2 fists worth of space maybe, you know, so that we're straight from hip bone to knee. Placing hands on lap, sitting super tall, firming the belly. We're using this as both a low back strengthener and a belly strengthener. So keeping the belly super flat, lean the chest forward with a flat back, and then lifting up. And then you could lean back with a flattened back and lifting up to center. So it's a forward lean, lift crown to sky, and then an abdominal lean back and lift up to sky. A forward lean, lift up to sky, a back lean, lift up to sky. We're using those belly muscles and those strong back muscles, but if you needed support with your hands, when you're forward, you could use a little push with the hands to help you up. When you're backward, you could use the resistance band if you needed a little help getting back to center. So you're working on this at your own pace. Checking that belly's pressing into spine, that you're as tall as you can be, nice and lengthy. We want to envision a lengthy spine versus a rounded spine. And you're always considering the crown to sky as your midpoint. So there's a little bit of a stop, a little bit of a pause at the midpoint. Back lean, tummy's tight, sit it tall. Front lean, tummy's tight, sit it tall. Back lean, tummy's tight, sit it tall. Front lean, tummy's tight, sit it tall. Back lean, sit it tight, sit it tall. And front lean. Nice, beautiful job. All right, so from here, let's go ahead and stick with this loop for a little while, because those of you that have the TheraBand might have tied that knot. But I'm gonna have to move the TheraBand because this is gonna be a one leg exercise. So I'm actually gonna put my loop on my right foot. It's gonna be around the ball of my right foot, so right where my arch is on my tennis shoe. And we're gonna do a couple different things. So we're working with the right leg to start. And again, if you have the long band, it doesn't even have to have a loop. You could just put the long band underneath your foot and use that long TheraBand as well. So it is your choice how you do this. Firm the belly, lift the right knee a little bit, keeping belly firm, keeping body tall, and then keep resistance on the band so that you're pushing that resistance to step down to the earth, lift the knee back up. Step down to the earth, lift the knee back up. Number 3, lift it up. You can keep your own count because you may be going at a different speed, but know that it's okay to keep a count. Step it down, lift it up. Step it down, lift it up. Feel the resistance stepping down, lift it up. The resistance stepping down, lift it up. Step it down, lift it up, and step it down, lift it up. Now bring that leg down, bring the hands down just to give your shoulders and arms a break from holding that band. And then we're gonna keep the loop on the same leg, could be just your long TheraBand, and this time it'll be a leg extension. So anytime you do a leg extension, I don't want it to wear on the low back. Sit tall, press the belly into the spine, root through your leg that's staying on the ground. That is a part of your strong root. And then the leg that we're working with that has the band on it, you extend it out, squeezing the thigh, bring it back down. Extend it long, bring it back down. Extend it long, bring it back down. If you need to step on the floor, each rep is a little bit of a break, that's okay. Or you could be hovering the leg for a little more work phase without so much rest. Lengthen the leg, bring it back down. Lengthen the leg, feel your thigh squeeze every time, bring it back down. Lengthen the leg, bring it back down. Lengthen the leg, flexing that front thigh, bring it back down. Let that leg come all the way down, and we're just gonna take the band off, give ourselves a little break. You're gonna put the band around the opposite leg. So your TheraBand or your loop band above the knee joint, because we're doing those knee lifts first, and then it's resistance. Ooh, and actually I should have mentioned this. I had us put it around the foot, which you can do. If you are somebody that needs help just lifting the leg, you could use this band to help you lift the leg up and down. So it's there for resistance, but it's also there for a helper if you need it. So we're sitting nice and tall, firming belly, here we go. Lift the leg up, a knee lift, and then keep that resistance as you push down. Pushing the foot down, then bringing it back up. Pushing the foot down, bring it back up. Pushing the foot down, bring it back up. This is working core along with your hamstrings and glutes, and you're gonna feel your quadricep as well. Multifunctional exercise. Push it down, lift it up, push it down, lift it up. Make sure your body's tall, push it down, lift it up, push it down, lift it up. Then bring that leg down, give yourself a little breather for the arms and shoulders that we're holding that band, and then we're gonna continue to even out the leg extensions. So this time belly's firm, you sit nice and tall, make sure that your back feels safe. If you needed to sit back against your chair, it would give you some additional support, and then you could kind of use both your core support and your chair support if needed. So we extend the leg long, flexing the front thigh, and come back down. You could step onto the floor, or you could keep the tension. Extend it long, bring it back down. Extend it long, and bend the knee. Extend it long, and bend the knee. Squeeze the thigh, and then bend the knee. Squeeze the thigh, bend the knee. Squeeze the thigh, bend the knee. Squeeze the thigh, and bend the knee. Beautiful. I hope you're starting to feel the thighs wake up a little bit and get a little resistance. You can go ahead and take that loop off for a little bit. And then from this place, just as a little stretch without the band, we're going to take those forward leans, lean it forward, but this time let your hands come down to the outsides of the shins or the ankles. And instead of staying long spine, just let your upper body, your upper back, your neck relax. It's okay for the belly to rest onto the thighs here. And now firm the belly, open the heart, bring the hands to the lap to push you up. So it's a stretch, but we want to get in and out of the stretch safely. So one more time, lean forward with energy, nice long spine. And then as the hands slide down to the outsides of the ankles, you can relax, letting it rest. We're getting a lumbar spine stretch out of this. Breathing, using your inhalation and exhalation, and then firm the belly, lift the heart, bring the hands to the lap, lift yourself to center. Nice. We're just going to take some cardio breathing in between to prepare for the next set of exercises. So take a nice inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, making that exhale longer than in the inhale, and we'll do that several times. You can do the standing or seated. If you want to stay warm and you wanted to stand and march while you breathe, you certainly can. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nice job, you guys. All right, so I'm going to take this loop band again. You could use your TheraBand in a loop and just tie it in a knot. And we're going to do a rotator cuff exercise. So I'm just kind of trying to show this from the side and the front. You want your biceps to press into the body. Imagine you're trying to hold a piece of paper between your arms and your body so that both arms press into the body well. Your TheraBand or your loop can be around the hands. And then it's just a little press out, but the upper arms stay as close to the body as they can. Now, before you get too far into this exercise, check your posture. Whether you're standing or seated, you want the chest to be lifted, the shoulders to be back, drawing the shoulders low. Because it's important, super important, anytime we're working shoulder or back, to be in a good postural position. If we are rounded, if we are in bad posture when we do this, it's actually going to detriment us instead of help us. So get the posture first, and then you just join in at your pace. So you'll feel the little turn of the hands. I'm showing it from several different angles. And depending on the strength of your band, you might feel this quite a bit. This could be a tough one for some people. So just go to your pace. Doesn't have to be super wide hands. Make sure that you give yourself breaks if needed. If you're starting to feel it into the neck, let yourself relax, regroup the posture, and start again. Nice, beautiful. Relax that out, set your loop down, give yourself a little break there. And then from here, I'm just going to stretch before we do the next exercise. So bring those arms, it can be standing or you could be seated in your chair. Lift your posture tall. Bring the arms behind you. This is the stretch chest that we did seated earlier. Palms are open, thumbs are facing up, and then palms are under, thumbs are facing down. Palms are open, thumbs are up, palms are under, thumbs are down. Shake that out, shake out the shoulders because we're getting a little tougher with the next one. You can march and move if you like to keep the workout going. I'm actually going to work with the longer TheraBand now because this one is really nice to get into your rows. This time, instead of keeping the upper arms to the body, we're going to lengthen those arms, have a little wider than shoulder distance so you can move this as wide as you need. And we're hoping to get into the lats by letting our arms expand. So if you have too much tension in this TheraBand, open the arms even wider if you need. Firm the belly, soften the knees if you're standing. Widen the arms and then squeeze the arms down. What we're trying to get is the blade bones, the back of the bra line muscles, the blade bones, the scapula and the lats. So you widen the arms and then you squeeze the arms back. You widen the arms and then you squeeze using the back muscles and the hands are naturally going to draw downward and back. I'm not keeping count. Instead, I'm thinking of my muscles. I'm not worried about the number of exercises. I'm worried about getting a good engage to the exercises. So opening the arms, squeezing the arms down and back. The TheraBand may naturally reach the chest level for that. Open the arms, squeeze the arms down and back, feeling your lats. If this gets to be too much, or if you feel your back starting to round, take a break to re-lengthen yourself. And then you can start again, or you can widen your grasp to make it a little easier, to make it the tension a little less. Getting those large muscle groups. And then take a break, shake that out, do your march. It could be a seated march, it could be a standing march. Move the arms a little bit. We want to loosen everything up. We also want to relax through the high shoulders and neck. Nice. All right, beautiful. So now I'm going to go ahead and take this into a tricep exercise. If you were only working with the loop, you could easily do your tricep exercise with the loop band, or you could use it with the TheraBand. Either way, we'll be working one arm at a time. Firm the belly. You could be doing this in your seat. I'm just showing it from a standing position. So whether you're using the loop or the TheraBand, secure the band with your left hand. That hand's just going to stay where it is, and keep that arm close to you so that we don't wear out the shoulder. Then lock your right upper arm a little past the body, and then use tension on the band to squeeze the arm until it's nice and long. So see how my arm isn't actually parallel with my body. My arm's actually pushing back behind the body for gravity, and that's working the tricep muscle, the back of the upper arm. So you're firming the belly and squeezing. You keep going. This can also be done from your seated position. But see how that stabilizing arm, the one that's not moving, I'm just letting it kind of secure against my body so that we're not wearing that shoulder down by holding that band. We very much want our right tricep to be what's feeling this exercise. It's about squeezing the muscle versus swinging the arm by thinking about the fist engaging, or like tightening the fist when you lengthen the arm. That helps the tricep to engage even more. I hope you can feel a little something there. We want to definitely be feeling those triceps. They usually kick in pretty well on this exercise. Couple more here. Nice. Shake that out, let both shoulders relax, and then of course you're going to switch sides. So the stabilizing arm can just be kind of on the heart or close to the body. You can secure your TheraBand, or you could be using your loop. And whether you're standing or seated, you're going to lock that upper arm close to you, but my upper arm is actually behind my body a little bit, so that when I press down and back, I really feel that tricep engage. Squeezing, engaging. Core is helping you. You could be seated or standing. Press downs, pushing the palm back, feeling the tricep, the back of the upper arm. Get a good little flex of the muscle, and notice that we're working nice and slow up and down. We want to feel what's happening. With strength training, you always want to use a little bit of mindfulness, noticing how the body's feeling. So if we move too fast, it's hard for us to catch up to the body's signals. And you're actually going to work harder if you do this a little slower. It's actually going to be a more effective workout. Nice. Beautiful. Shake that out, relax it out. Nicely done. I'm going to take a little stretch before we get to the opposite muscle group. So you could do it standing, or, well, actually let's sit for this one. Let's do this one seated because I want to take this into a twist. So let's inhale, reach it up, stretch, stretch, stretch. And as you exhale, bring the torso to face your right. Your right hand can go on the back of the chair. Your left hand can be on the outside of the right knee. You're sitting tall and well, and you're in a twist, a seated twist. Firming the belly, wringing out the torso and spine. And then tummy's tight. As you bring yourself to center, raise those arms again. And now we'll take that twist to the left. So as you bring the arms down, turn to your left. The left hand can be on the back of your chair. Your belly's nice and firm. Your left heart's open. Your right hand is on the outside of the left knee or thigh. And then lengthen that up tall. That just really sets everything up. Relax that out. And now we're going to take this TheraBand and get into bicep curls. And again, seated or standing. If you're seated and you wanted to stay seated, you can put your TheraBand under your right foot, because we're going to do the right bicep. Now, if you have the loop, then you could do a couple of things. You could put the loop under the foot to give you tension, or if your loop is too much, if that's too much tension, you can put the loop around the leg, and then you'll still have tension for your bicep curl. So those are ways that you can use the looped band. If you're using the TheraBand, you can just step on it and secure it. So you can start a right bicep curl. So the arm starts down low at the side, and then you firm the belly and you bend at the elbow. The upper arm stays fairly close to the body, and you're feeling the knuckles come towards the shoulder. You could also choose to do this standing, firming the belly, feeling your root. So that right bicep, the belly of the muscle, is what we're feeling. Right bicep muscle. Think about making a muscle, showing it off for somebody. You're squeezing the muscle and you're slowly using that same muscle as you come down. So you're actually getting work both directions here. Make sure that you're breathing nicely, flowing the breath. Beautiful. You got it. Release that down, shake that out, maybe turn the wrists a little bit. And of course, we're going to even this out. So however you did this on the first side, you'll do it on the second. It could be seated, stepping on the TheraBand, or using a looped TheraBand around the foot or around the leg. But the idea is to find a way to secure the band so that you get tension on your bicep curl, okay? So you're lifting. So if you've got the TheraBand and you're like, it's not enough tension, then you wrap it around the hand again. Belly's pressing tight. You're squeezing the belly of the muscle. We've still got our shoulders open. We're not letting them feel rounded, because if we round the shoulders, that's going to take away our good form. You could be doing it standing instead of seated. So you are just working your repetitions while I'm showing different options, different modifications. Hopefully you found the option that's right for you, and you're just working it up and down to fatigue. I'm not worried about the number of reps so much as I'm worried about feeling the correct muscle groups. So keep that going. Beautiful, and you got it. And then come on down from that and relax. The next exercise will be seated. We're going to do a rowing motion. I really love the TheraBand for this if you have it, the long TheraBand, because it's nice and easy to just step on the band with both feet, wrap the sides around, you firm the belly, you get your forward lean just a little bit, and then you row the elbows back. So that TheraBand gives you nice support, rowing the elbows back. Now, if you only had the loop, I find the loop a little too short to do the rows nicely from the feet. You keep going with those rows if you're using the TheraBand. If you were using a loop, you could either put the loop on the feet and row. And I guess with this lighter TheraBand, this isn't that bad with the loop. Some of my heavier, loops that have less give to them, it would be a little too much. And I might have to put it up on the knees. So our goal is to row, feeling our lats, our blade bones. So we're opening the chest, pulling the elbows back. So it's important to have the spine long, even though the body is at a forward tilt, the spine is long. Keep going. This is a large muscle group exercise. The last variation of it I will show is that firming the belly. You could do it standing and in a little mini squat. So you're utilizing the muscles. Chest is open. Back muscles are squeezing. It takes quite a bit of balance because you're almost working the thighs in that mini squat and doing your row if you're doing the standing variation. And then relax that out. Beautiful job, you guys. All right, we're going to take that same twist stretch one more time to keep the body moving, firm the belly. Inhale, reach and lengthen. And then exhale, twist to your right. The body's tall. The right hand could be on the back of your chair. The left hand could be on the outside of the thigh. It's trunk rotation. And then tummy tight, lift up tall. And then across to the opposite side. So now the left hand's on the back of the chair, the right hand's on the outside of the left thigh. You're sitting tall and well. Reach it up to center. Bring palms to heart center. Nicely done. All right, from this place, I'm just going to take the TheraBand kind of as a little bit of a cool down. So this isn't as much resistance on the band, but we're doing those side leans. And it's just kind of fun to use the band a little bit in a side lean. So we're working the core muscles. This would be seated in the chair, rooting the feet, sitting tall, lean it to one side, lean it to the other. I've got my band nice and relaxed. I'm not really putting a lot of tension in the band, but it's actually kind of nice. It kind of helps me to get a better lean, to use an extended arm as I lean. So it's a little bit of arm movement, a little bit of core work. Beautiful, keep that going, taking it at your speed. Nice, sit up nice and tall. And then for those that have a nice long TheraBand, putting the TheraBand behind the back, this could also be done seated or standing. Create the tension that you want for a chest press. So sometimes it takes a little work to figure out how much tension you want. Whether you do it standing or seated, you'd have that TheraBand kind of at the lats. So above your mid-back, but below the shoulder blades. And you push forward and bring it back. And you push forward and bring it back. You'd push forward and bring it back. So belly's nice and firm, chest is nicely lifted. Squeeze the pectorals as you push forward. This would be similar to a bench press. Push forward, lean it back. A lot of times when you're at the gym, you'll see a chest press that's just a seated chest press, just like what I'm showing with the TheraBand seated. So we're using our back as our stability to squeeze forward and bring it back. Nice. A few more reps. Hopefully you can feel a little bit of chest, but you're also going to feel bicep and tricep. Yeah, set that TheraBand down and just shake everything out. Shake everything out. Let's do a few elbow circles. Wiggle the fingers a little bit. And now we're going to go back to that hands up, hands back. Hands up, hands back. I really like to make sure the shoulders feel safe after you've been working with the bands. So just movement. If hands up is not an option, hands forward. Hands back would be fine. Some people, sometimes the shoulders get overextended. They're like, no, I don't want to go up anymore. Forward and back works just fine. And now we're going to swing alternating arms. One arm swings forward, one arm swings back. Just getting that nice flexibility after our band workout. Shake that out. We're going to relax the upper body, but we're going to stretch the lower body. We haven't done a 4 stretch yet or a hamstring stretch, so I want to do that. So let's first take the right foot and extend it long. The heel would be on the earth. You could be seated on your chair, sit nice and tall. You could have a hand on the chair. You could have hand on the bent knee thigh, just something to support yourself. Belly firm, and then lean forward. Long, lengthy back. You're drawing the belly towards the long leg of the stretch, feeling your hamstring stretch. Breathing there. And then lift the torso back up. If you have a long stretch band that you'd like to utilize for the second hamstring stretch, you could put it around the arch of your foot. It's the same thing we just did. We're doing it a second time. You lift the torso and you could lean forward, just using that band to help the foot stay flexed. Or if you want even more stretch, you could use it to lift a little bit. But for the end of the workout, I'd almost rather have the heel stay grounded. And then lean forward, and just if you're using that band, use it to keep the foot nicely flexed. Nice. Now sit nice and tall. Before you let go of that band, if you used it, see if you can adjust the band to kind of be on the ball of the foot, and then pedal pushes. So the toe pushes down, the toe flexes. The toe pushes down, the toe flexes. The toe pushes down. You could do this with or without a band. Toe pushes down, toe flexes. Toe pushes down, toe flexes, toe pushes down, toe flexes. Nicely done. Now go ahead and release the tension of the band. We're still going to stretch this right leg, so just set the band aside. Right ankle across the left knee if you can. Sit nice and tall and well. So sitting tall, this is our 4 stretch. We're stretching the right hip, thigh, and glute. You could stay here with the foot flexed and the knee pushing away from the body. This could be your stretch. But if you want to do more stretch and get it more active, you could begin to slowly lean forward and you'll feel more tension, more stretch through the thigh. You could rest your hands on your shin. You could bring your hands to the knee. Find what works to you, getting as close as you can comfortably. But if this is difficult for the hips or the knee joint, it's okay to stay upright and just make that lean very subtle. If this is not doable for you, then maybe striving for a cross-legged position and just sitting forward from there. So you have some options. We're trying to do something to stretch the thigh and the glute. And then come back to center. We need to even out. I know we need to finish up soon, so we'll even out these exercises to finish. So we lengthen the left leg. Heel is resting on the earth. Sit super tall. Lean forward. This is hamstring stretch number 1. You're just feeling this long leg of the stretch. Breathing. Nice. And then from here, really taking time to feel the stretch. We came up and added the option for the band so that we could add the second stretch and the pedal pushes, the pedals. So if you have a long band, you put it around the ball and arch of the foot. And first we did the stretch, leaning forward, feeling your hamstring stretch. So you're using the band just to keep the toes flexed. You've also got support through the bent knee, the stable knee. You've got support with your core. And then you can sit your body tall so the crown reaches the sky, and then toe pushes down, toe flexes up. Toe pushes down, toe flexes up. You might have to adjust your band. Mine's a little more on the arch, so I adjust it to my ball of my foot for my toe pushes. Like you're pushing down on a gas pedal, pushing down, flexing up, pushing down. We're also strengthening your calf and your shin, and this is great strengthening for the ankles, which is just another benefit to doing calf raise type exercises and all that footwork that we get recommended to do so often. Really good for ankle strengthening. And then from here, you can just release your band. We're evening out the 4 stretch, left ankle across right knee, flex the left foot, push the left knee down with leg energy, sit tall first. This could be your stretch. You may feel a lot of tension here. If this feels like too much, maybe it has to be a cross-legged position and just sitting tall and pressing forward. And you'll feel glute and hamstring in that cross-legged position. But if you're able to do the 4 stretch, then if you want to add to it, you could start to lean the body forward. Nice. And then tummy tight, lifting tall. Stretching it out, taking a little walk, taking a little loosen up. That concludes our workout today with resistance bands. I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you so much for checking this out. Again, my name's Kelly Kauffmann. Feel free to reach out to me if you'd like. I really appreciate you taking time to watch the video, and I'd love feedback if there's anything you'd like to see in the future. I can be reached on Facebook under Kelly Kauffmann, and Learn to be Fit with Kelly is my private Facebook group. So thanks so much. Have a good one, you guys.